Hi everyone, Shai here. I hope all of you are doing good. Welcome to another new video. Ever wondered about the secrets behind the quiet and simple lives of Amish women? In this video, we're uncovering some of the most interesting things they keep hidden from the outside world. From their unique traditions to the unexpected ways they live, there's a lot more to Amish women than meets the eye. Get ready to dive into a fascinating world full of mystery and surprise as we reveal the things Amish women don't want you to know. Number 1. They engage in bed courtship. Not all Amish families practice bed courtship anymore, but it's probably more common than they let on. After all, it's not exactly brunch conversation material. Bed courtship, also known as bundling, is when an Amish boy has a sleepover with a teenage girl he's seeing. They sleep in the same bed but do not touch. In fact, one or both of them is usually bundled up in a blanket like a sausage. The teenage girl might also wear a special gown that could almost be described as a type of chastity belt. According to some online sources, bed courtship is not practiced nearly as much as it used to be, but those who still engage in it say that sleeping beside each other all night, being able to talk but not touch, teaches self-discipline. Bundling is not something you hear about in our modern everyday communities, but if you pay close attention to some TV shows, you might see it referenced. For example, bundling was discussed in the TV show A Discovery of Witches, and Anna Gunn's character in the Deadwood series also removes a bundling board from her bed. Number 2. If Amish women aren't even allowed to shave their legs, you can almost guarantee they're not allowed to wear makeup either. No nail polish, no lipstick, no eyeshadow, no foundation, no mascara, nothing. They also can't get piercings or tattoos. Basically, if they aren't born with it, they can't have it. It's as simple as that. Most Amish people believe that wearing cosmetics draws attention to oneself, which can result in feelings of pride. Instead, they focus on inner beauty, which they obtain from leading a rewarding Christian life. But is it a firm rule? Well, it depends on whether you're a church member or not. When Amish girls go through their adolescent period, called rumspringa, they aren't considered church members. During this time, they might wear cosmetics. There have also been rumors about some Amish women wearing light makeup, but it's really uncommon. You certainly won't find Amish women browsing the shelves of their local makeup store, that's for sure. Number 3. Weddings are special experiences. While we might not share a lot in common with Amish communities, weddings are one thing we tend to have similar beliefs about. They are seen as special experiences. Amish people begin thinking about who they might like to marry around the age of 16, and by the time they turn 20, they are ready to start planning for marriage and starting a family. Amish weddings, of course, are less flashy than most modern ones. There's no kiss at the altar, no wedding dance, and no photographer to capture the day so you can remember it in photo form forever. But that doesn't mean they are any less special or beautiful. They are described as meaningful and intimate, driving home the idea that Amish people value tradition and family. You could also definitely describe the bride's dresses as elegant. Depending on the community, brides are often allowed to choose their dress color but must wear an apron and a white cape. Some church communities also require brides to wear a black covering during their wedding service. Once she gets married, the bride will never wear that black covering again. She will wear white from that day forward. And while we might head to a bridal store to pick out the dresses we want, Amish brides don't. Many sew their own dresses or have someone in their community sew them. The dresses are typically calf length with a plain cut without lace or trim, but they are still what you'd call elegant. While white is the traditional wedding dress color for many, most Amish brides buck that trend. Since they're already going to wear a white apron over the top, they often opt for colors like purple or blue. White, in fact, is quite uncommon. Before moving on to the next point, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you all to my merchandise. You can support my content by getting your favorite products from my store or by simply joining my channel. Your support means a lot to me. Now, let's get back to the video. Number 4. They choose Bible names. When we name our children, we typically pick a name we like and might check out its meaning before writing it on the birth certificate. Amish women name their children differently. Rather than choosing a name at random, most Amish women carefully select one from the Bible. Sometimes the names are also derived from Greek or Latin. Many Amish women have multiple children, which means they go through this naming process more than once. They typically name their first few children with family names, often from grandparents on both sides of the family. As you might guess, having multiple identical names within the same family can get confusing. To differentiate, nicknames and middle names are often used. Surprisingly, females aren't given middle names. Instead, they have an initial, often the first letter of their mother's maiden name or their father's Christian name. If family members don't use middle names or nicknames, they refer to something unique about the person. For example, a woman named Annie who makes and sells quilts might be called Annie the Quilt Maker. Number 5. They don't drive. To be fair, it's not just Amish women who don't drive. Amish men don't either. They get from point A to point B by horse and buggy. Some communities also allow the use of bicycles, and lately, scooters have become more common. In communities where rubber tires are prohibited, they use wooden wheels. But don't worry, you won't see a horse and buggy or a wooden-wheeled bicycle holding up traffic on a highway. They know better than that. If they need to travel long distances, they are allowed to hire a driver. They can also take buses. Depending on the community, some Amish people are allowed to ride as passengers in a non-Amish person's vehicle, but they aren't allowed to sit on the driver's side, including the back seat behind the driver. The inconvenience of getting around this way might make you wonder why they don't just give in and buy cars. Well, it's more complicated than that. Horses and buggies reflect their values and traditions. The carriages pulled by the horses control the speed of life. They also believe that easy automotive transport could fragment modern families. They aren't entirely against cars. They just don't want them in their communities, as they are concerned about how cars could affect their families and way of life. Number 6. They stop schooling early. In our modern world, many girls aspire to pursue education as far as they can before embarking on a career they are passionate about. Amish girls and boys don't value education in the same way. Sure, they start formal education at the same time as others, around the age of 6, and learn the same basic subjects like mathematics, reading, and writing. However, by the time they are 14, education is no longer necessary to them. They conclude formal education by the 8th grade, and most Amish teenagers won't attend secondary or tertiary school. Instead, they prepare to become adults within their own communities, learning apprenticeships or crafts. You probably won't be surprised to learn that schooling up until age 14 is very much like schooling before the era of technology. There's no electricity and no modern devices. Most Amish schools have up to 40 students, often divided into 2 classes, one for older children and one for younger children. School days run from 8 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. During these long days, children learn reading, writing, mathematics, faith, and sometimes history and science. Now, you might be wondering who teaches these children. Typically, Amish teachers are young, unmarried women who volunteer to teach and have a strong Amish faith. Number 7. They celebrate Valentine's Day. Amish communities may not celebrate many of the holidays or events that others do, but Valentine's Day is something they can all get behind. Their celebrations just look a little different. How they choose to celebrate and whether they do can depend on the community and how conservative it is. Handwritten cards and gifts are commonly exchanged on Valentine's Day. Married couples might have a special dinner where wives prepare a feast at home. Sometimes, men will present thoughtful gifts to their wives. While it's not unusual for Amish people to buy gifts, most community members prefer handmade ones. After all, there can be much more thought behind a homemade gift. Baking, cooking, Amish baskets, and wooden furniture are all standard gift options. You can even buy these gifts from Amish communities to give to non-Amish people, and I highly recommend it. They make some great furniture. So, that was all for today. I hope you have watched the video up to this timestamp. Make sure to press the like button if it amazed you. Press the subscribe button if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, as it's totally free. You can follow me on all social media platforms. All links are given in the description. You can also watch other cool stuff. The playlist link is also mentioned in the description. I will catch you up soon in the next video. Till then, peace out.